The UAE is leaving OPEC effective May 1st, and economists say this is a turning point for global oil production and exports. But what even is OPEC? The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries is an intergovernmental organization where big decisions by a group of oil exporting countries influence the global economy. It's basically the elite club of oil-producing nations. They set limits for oil production across the member states, guarantee a steady income for oil producers, and a reliable supply for customers. But most important of all, they can control how much you pay for the petrol for your car or the plane ticket for your next vacation. OPEC was founded in 1960 in Baghdad by Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela. Through the years, others joined, including Indonesia, Libya, Qatar, and the UAE. Not all of them stayed, but we'll get to that later. Let's look at numbers. The world uses about 100 million barrels of oil each day, and OPEC supplies up to 30 million barrels of those, which means they control roughly 30% of global supply. When OPEC expands.
So we came here to Havana, Cuba, at what is a pretty extraordinary moment in the ongoing geopolitical conflict between the United States and Cuba. And what we're hearing from the Trump administration, from Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Donald Trump himself, is that they want things to change here and change quickly. Severe economic and political reforms that they say the current government in its current form can't do. Essentially, they're talking about regime change, and they want to carry it out sooner rather than later. The Cuban government, defiant, they're not backing down, and so the U.S. has started this pressure campaign. No factor in that has been more impactful than the ongoing oil blockade, basically strangling this country of its oil supply. And one of the ways you see the effects of that oil blockade most acutely on the streets, trash piles like this one. Basically, what residents are telling us is that the trash trucks stopped coming into these neighborhoods once the blockade started because there's no gasoline to run the trash trucks to get the trash off the street. So you get this, food, all kinds of stuff, flies everywhere. It's a horrific situation that people have to deal with here. Now, what the U.S. government...
Donald Trump is now putting his face on our passports. The narcissism has reached levels we've never seen before. The State Department is unveiling a limited edition passport redesign for America 250, the 250th anniversary of the United States, featuring images of Donald Trump, the Declaration of Independence, and the Founding Fathers, and we have photos of what this is going to look like. This is the one with the Declaration of Independence. Donald Trump's face is on it with his signature across it as well, which is just really gross to look at. And on the other side, there are Founding Fathers with the American flag draped in the background. And on an unrelated but somewhat related note, Donald Trump just put up this gold statue of himself at one of his golf courses in Florida. I wasn't joking when I said the narcissism has reached different levels. This limited edition passport is supposed to be happening around June or July. We don't have an exact date. So if you want to renew your passport and you don't want Donald Trump's face on it, I would do that right now or wait until after if you can, because nobody wants to be carrying this around.
This Russian super yacht managed to sail through the Strait of Hormuz in the Middle East, despite the waterway being effectively closed since the start of the Iran war. So what do we know about it? The luxury boat, called Nord, is linked to one of Russian President Vladimir Putin's key allies, called Alexei Mordashov, a Russian billionaire who has an estimated net worth of about £27 billion. The boat, which is valued at about £370 million, travelled from Dubai to Muscat in Oman over the weekend. The Russian billionaire is not listed as the boat's owner, but Nord's records indicate it was registered to a firm owned by his wife in 2022. Officials from Iran visited Russia this week for talks, where Putin said the Iranians were courageously fighting, and the Iranian delegate celebrated their strategic relationship. Iran has continued restricting shipping through the vital waterway, which usually sees about a fifth of the world's oil passing through, after US President Donald Trump announced his forces would impose a blockade on Iranian ports. It's not clear whether Mordashov was on board the boat while it passed through the strait.
It's Thursday, April 30th. Here's your latest update. In the UAE, fuel prices have increased for May, rising by around 30 fils per litre for petrol, while diesel prices remain unchanged. The new rates come into effect from tomorrow. Meanwhile, today marks the UAE's final day as part of OPEC, ahead of its official exit on Friday. That brings to an end nearly 6 decades within the group and gives the UAE more freedom to increase its own production. The country is planning to scale output from around 3.4 million barrels a day to 5 million by next year. In Abu Dhabi, landmarks lit up overnight in celebration of World Wish Day, marking the 46th anniversary of the Make-A-Wish Foundation and its work supporting children with critical illnesses. Internationally, there are reports that Iran could present its latest peace proposal to the United States as early as Friday in a